What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a lot of very interesting topics to go over, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with a game that a lot of people I think haven't played or really is kind of overlooked when it comes to a historic franchise like Final Fantasy. Everyone always talks about Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 15, 7 Remake, 12. People talk about more of the newer ones or the more popular ones, but one that goes under the radar is Final Fantasy 5, just because Final Fantasy 5 wasn't originally released normally here in the US. We had the whole debacle with Square Enix and how they named Final Fantasy 6, they named that 3, so there's always just been a little bit of, I would just say, underrated maybe for some of the older Final Fantasy games before 6, outside of the first Final Fantasy game. So Final Fantasy 5 is a game that a lot of people do want to get remade, and Square Enix's Yoshinori Kitase actually talked about remaking that or wanting to remake that someday. So here's what he exactly had to say on the matter. Quote, "Laughs? Okay, so first of all, you have to promise you're not going to write an article saying Square Enix is remaking Final Fantasy something something. It's just a purely personal opinion, just so you understand that. With that caveat in place, the first Final Fantasy that I worked on myself was Final Fantasy 5. That hasn't been remade with the more realistic kind of approach yet. So I think it might be quite interesting to do a FF5 remake someday." So Final Fantasy 5, for those who don't know, originally debuted on the Super Famicom back all the way in 1992, and it finally came over to at least a Nintendo platform with Final Fantasy 5 Advance in 2006. So you can kind of see how the game was overlooked just a bit here, and it would be interesting if they decided to do a Final Fantasy 5 remake. I think that that game is highly underrated. It's actually a really good RPG and improved upon so many different mechanics that they implemented in the first 4 Final Fantasy games. It just gets overlooked because it's always the one before the major, like, huge game, and that was Final Fantasy 6, right? Which is interesting because Final Fantasy 7 is seen as like the groundbreaking game, but Final Fantasy 6 doesn't get overlooked as much, but it does get overlooked some. So it seems like each time they kind of ramp things up from Final Fantasy 5 to 6 to 7, Square Enix was pretty much at their prime peak and always trying interesting and new things with their flagship JRPG franchise, man. So I'm interested to see if anything ever comes of this. I know I would love a Final Fantasy 5 remake. I think it would be really cool to see what they're gonna do in a more realistic style or just bringing it over to modern consoles. And I'm hoping that someday we do get that because it really is a very good game. It just gets overshadowed by the 2 games that came after it, which is Final Fantasy 6 and Final Fantasy 7. So what are you guys' thoughts on Square Enix potentially someday revisiting Final Fantasy 5? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, I'm moving on to the next topic here, guys. We have some more issues with the C virus going around because South by Southwest 2020 is now canceled, and SEGA will be doing a new format that definitely seems like it's going to be more like a Nintendo Direct style this April. So South by Southwest is usually a gathering where SEGA always has big announcements for the Sonic franchise. We always get some pretty good stuff there, but unfortunately, due to the virus that's going around, that is not going to be happening this time around, which is very unfortunate because I look forward to seeing, or at least attempting to see, what SEGA is going to do with the Sonic franchise. And although it's not going to be happening in terms of the gathering and everybody meeting there at the convention and everything, they will have this new format. Now, there's not specifics yet, but I'm thinking that it is going to be like a Nintendo Direct style, so a SEGA Direct or a Sonic Direct, something like that. Obviously, that's been a popular format in terms of companies kind of taking that and having a digital presentation when you can't travel or even to save money at times, right? We're seeing Sony implement that. They have their PlayStation Directs that they now do. They call them State of Play. Nintendo kind of came to the forefront with this new type of presentation, taking advantage of the internet and being able to reach fans worldwide and not have to have them be there at the event in order to take a part of the action and have fun and watch. So I think that whatever they're planning to do, I think this is good. It moves things forward. If there is epidemics like this, or if there is a problem, you could always just do something in a digital format and fans will be happy. People love Nintendo Directs. one of these days State of Plays will be good too. And I think that there's been other digital presentations that people have done that are good as well, even like at E3 with some of the smaller developers like Devolver or even like Limited Run Games and what they do. So I think that this is going to be a good thing overall, just because there is an issue out there. And I feel that they might cut off the fat when it comes to some of this other stuff that they talk about at South by Southwest. They might cut off the fat and really fine tune a good show to show off to the fans out there. So I'm hoping that there is some type of new Sega or Sonic announcement that they have for us. Maybe some good stuff. Maybe we get another Sonic Mania announcement or something like that. Who knows what they're going to be doing. So what are you guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys. So March 10th is coming up, and you guys know what that means, or maybe you don't know what it means, but Mario Day is coming up. And over the past few years, Nintendo has kind of pushed this Mario Day thing because it's like March 10th, which is kind of spelled out like Mario. So Nintendo's using it as a marketing type of thing here, and there are some deals going on. So if you're looking forward to maybe picking up some of these games here, you can check it out if you don't have them. So GameStop and Target, with other retailers probably likely to follow, they are going to be discounting some Mario games. So Super Mario Maker 2, Super Mario Party, Yoshi's Crafted World, and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. All of those games will be down to $40. And that's pretty much the big deal here. So the reason why I'm telling you guys this, because it's March 7th as I'm recording this video. Don't go out there this weekend and buy any one of those games for full price or anything like that, when you can just wait a couple days, wait a few days, and you'll be able to get it cheaper. So there also will be some other stuff going on. I think Target is having some Joy-Cons. Yeah, there'll be some Joy-Cons with the wheels. So there might be some sales and some accessories too. So if you're looking on picking up some accessories or some Mario games for your Nintendo Switch, just go ahead and wait till March 10th, that Mario Day, and you'll be able to get a nice little discount on that, $20 off there. So Mario Day is something that I've probably never participated in. I always already have all the Mario games there. I've already got a review copy or something like that. So it's never anything that I've paid attention to that much, but at the same time, I still think that it's a good marketing opportunity. And once again, there are some games on discount, so why not? So what are you guys' thoughts on Mario Day? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, moving on to the next topic here, guys. Nintendo of America is doing something that we're starting to see a lot of corporations do across the world, and that is letting people work from home because of the C virus. And this virus has continued to kind of just spread out there, right? So there needs to be precautions, and I think that this is a very good idea. So Nintendo actually put out a statement about this in terms of letting their employees work from home. Quote, Nintendo of America has taken the precautionary step to allow NOA employees in the United States of California and Washington the opportunity to work from home. The safety and well-being of our employees is our top priority. We're continuing to closely monitor the virus developments and share our concerns and support for those affected by it. So this is something that's already been like a whirlwind, right? We had GDC that has been canceled or postponed. We've had South by Southwest. We just talked about that in this video right here. And there is definitely more to come. There's been video gaming tournaments, fighting game tournaments that have been canceled. There's been all sorts of stuff. Japan has sent the children home from school. There's been all sorts of places in countries to where they just shut down work. We had the Outer Worlds, that video game for the Nintendo Switch that's coming. That's been delayed, and now they're doing a physical copy because it's way later than what it was supposed to be, because it was supposed to be out this month. So it's just crazy, man. It's crazy, and I'm hoping that there is some type of large-scale resolution, because I know here in America, we are definitely still not equipped from a medical perspective when it comes to the affordability and everything for everyone to be tested cleanly and at a good price and stuff like that. It's just not there. Our system doesn't work that way like in Japan and some of these other countries. So I think that this is a good idea. Let people work from home, whatever way that they need to get it done. And I think that definitely there should be more people in California, right, and in Washington and in these places where it's starting to spread a bit more, that allow you to work from home. I mean, really, you need a computer, unless you're dealing with people, you know, shaking hands and doing all that stuff. I mean, obviously it's a very delicate situation and all of that, but I definitely think that there needs to be more people that are doing this as well, which I think also Microsoft is allowing this too. So what are you guys' thoughts on this? I know it's tough, and I know things are getting canceled or pushed back and all of that, but I do think that the well-being and health of the employees needs to be at the forefront. And I definitely commend Nintendo, Microsoft, and all the other companies that are letting their employees do this. So what are you guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, guys. The Wonderful 101 Remastered will have brand new orchestral recordings. They hit that stretch goal just recently as the Kickstarter wrapped up, and it was a very successful Kickstarter. The campaign was just under $2.25 million, and Platinum Games will be making this orchestral recordings, re-recordings actually happen, which is really good, because if you don't know, the soundtrack for the Wonderful 101 is really good. It's really good, and I think that it's going to sound even better on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and PC. So let's go and get into right what they had to say on the matter. Now, the One-Stoppable Wonderful 101 English version and the Japanese version and the Tables Turn will be re-recorded with a full orchestral and implemented in the game. Both will be on any full soundtrack release and possibly the abridged soundtrack as well. So shout outs to Platinum Games. I know that they worked really hard on trying to make this happen and get this Kickstarter going and get all of these new additions and things kind of added in. And I'm very happy that their Kickstarter was a successful one as they move towards becoming their own independent publisher and developer. This is the first step that they're doing, and it was a very successful first step. So shout outs to Platinum Games and everybody who had a hand in helping out, myself included, which I did pledge to the Kickstarter as well. So the game's coming out very soon here. It's going to be May. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who get their hands on this game that never played it before because they didn't have a Wii U, and now it's on more popular systems. So what are you guys' thoughts on all the different topics here that we went over? Please let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the link in the description below. We've got Twitter. Go ahead and follow us on there for all this gaming news and updates. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you for the next one. Peace.